with dust around, you never know what's going to happen.
Rootin' tootin' guns out.
He is from Alabama.
And that
What was that saying the other day?
Beans. Something up.
Stack the beans.
Stack the beans.
Stack the beans.
No idea what that means.
No, but you know what? He broadened our horizons.
Yeah.
And we thank Dust for that.
Culture.
Thanks.
It's all about the culture. Either way, we are going to be into a game with a lot of culture, a lot of countries involved in this one, especially on the HellRaisers side. Obviously, a pretty hard match to read, again, as mentioned by the desk. It's one where HellRaisers coming into this event, we've not seen them really challenged to the same level as some of the other teams. North had a great game versus God Team yesterday after a bit of a shaky start against Fours on day number 1. This is going to be not only a great test for HellRaisers, but also a good example to see if North can step up to the level that they should be stepping up to.
Yeah, well, at least the level that they showed us they can hit yesterday, right? They had such a complete and total turnaround from nearly losing out to Fours to pretty much dismantling their next opponent. I'm all for it. Obviously, you were just looking at the statistics here and talking about how North was across both maps. Everybody was in the same spot. Everybody performed the exact same, and most notably, I would say MSL's at the top of things. That's unlikely. And if MSL is also kind of contributing in terms of frag count, then something's going right, and clearly it was.
Yeah, 27 kills on Mirage. That, he just stepped up massively. And the thing is, I think that's one of the big win conditions for North, right? If MSL has a game like that, where he is just destroying, and everyone else is also fitting their role and piecing in parts of the puzzle, that's just an unstoppable team there. And we talked about Asia again. He was someone we especially kind of talked about in the game versus Godsend, right? Bottom fragger for both teams, but that meant nothing because he was having some ridiculously good entries, especially on the T side of both maps, turning rounds on the head when they shouldn't have even been North's favor, and just some fantastic work from Asia as well. So we hope to see the same thing from him, especially in this game.
Yeah, he was just so consistently hitting up the far extremities of the maps with entry frags, whether that be B platform on Cobblestone or Palace on A site of Mirage. He was just at any given moment exploding into a bomb site, getting kills, creating space, and allowing for his team to win. It would cost him his own life because he'd continue on those expeditions, definitely looking for more than just 1 or 2 kills. But he did his job. He did it well. And the same can be said for HellRaisers. I mean, sure, okay, it was against lesser opponents, right? They haven't necessarily been tested, but I do think that they've shown they're capable. Although there were some hiccups, some slight leads given up and opportunities offered, I'd say most notably to Fragsters on Overpass. I still have strong faith in HellRaisers.
Yeah, and of course, I do not want to preface this. I don't want to downplay Fragsters at all. They have been fantastic this event. But for HellRaisers, again, to beat them, Fragsters have looked good. That's the thing. They took down GAM, they took down VP. Whatever you think of those two teams, that's still impressive performances. So for HellRaisers to just kind of swiftly 2-0 that team and just kind of throw them under the rug, it was impressive from HellRaisers. So yeah, maybe they've not had the challenge of what we expect, but they've beaten a team that has so far looked really good in this event specifically. So I wouldn't say that this is by any means a free win for North. HellRaisers are a very, very strong team with a lot of firepower, especially some of the later additions of that being Woxic and Issa. Looking really good as you kind of expect coming into this event. And obviously, this is one of the teams with more well known for having an IGL that can actually frag, that being Angel, of course, and fantastic individually, one of the better players in his region. And now up against MSL, quite the opposite, stereotypically, the IGL that can't frag, but yesterday's games versus Godsend was a very different story.
Yeah, absolutely. But then again, it's we can say if there's an asterisk next to HellRaisers, it comes from the fact that they haven't really been challenged by opponents yet. Yeah. If there's an asterisk next to North, it's that on the first day of this event they look shaky. Last weekend at Copenhagen Games, they fell to Imperial in the semifinals. So there's definitely recent performances that make us kind of step back and hesitate with whether or not we want to put all our chips on North. If you have chips to put down on anything, make sure you head over to bets.net.
Definitely do.
All our coefficients are transparent.
They are indeed. And Connor, what is your bets.net prediction for this game? I want to know.
I'm just going to get out of the way, right? I have an affinity for HellRaisers. I'm here in Kiev. I can't help but being kind of swept away by them. I said coming into the tournament, if there was anybody that I expected to hit their standards and kind of perform on at least stable legs, whether or not that was a big grand final victory or whether or not that was at least here to the top 4, I assumed it would be HellRaisers. And so far, they've done exactly that. They haven't given me any reason to doubt them. Not as of late, and not now this weekend. So I'm going to just say HellRaisers because I think it's a safer bet, and I personally am not a gambling man.
Ooh, yeah, I want to lean the way of HellRaisers, but I just feel like off the back of how North have looked so far this event in terms of their play versus Godsent and the fact that Godsent has also been impressing me, I'm going to lean the way of North for this one. I do still think that this will be a close game, and I will not be surprised if we see 3 maps, especially with the pool we do have ahead of us, Mirage, Cobble, Overpass being the picks for today, and obviously the first pick of North on Mirage we're jumping right into. So I think you're sticking with us. We do have this first map right ahead of us. HellRaisers are kicking things off on the T side here of Mirage on the pistol. Full armor for North and a B play for HR.
Flashbang from Dead Fox now sailing upwards, and there's no actual counter-terrorist within this bomb site. It's just Valda back towards the marketplace. He's seeing all these players cross over, could do nothing about it, and in fact, Issa drops him as they get that plant in. Now, Mertz, the newcomer, well, welcome. Headshot instantly by Woxic. 3 versus 5 as the counter-terrorists start trickling their way up Catwalk, and they trickle to their deaths. The corpses start piling up on the B site. This is a pistol for HellRaisers.
Look at Issa, the cameraman, so hyped. My favorite player on this team, without a doubt. He is so much fun. 3 kills from him. Confident stuff going into the pistol round for HellRaisers. They will kick things off. Now we have North on the Force, looking to bring back the heat. As HellRaisers, lots of rifles in the second round as well, playing things very safe, not wanting to give away too much to North. But again, the danger when you go for 4 rifles in a round like this is if you do lose players, if North find a couple of kills, you're giving AKs over to players with armor. That's always a bit of a risk, especially with Mertz with his Deagle. Known for the AWP, but I would say his deagging is especially impressive as well. But he's not going to be able to find too much success this time. MSL, AZ, KOB, everyone hitting the kill feed, and they're all going down, apart from Valdi, who will respond to Angel.
If we take a chance, actually, to talk about the map pool, this is something I wanted to bring up and get your thoughts on. I'm almost kind of surprised. Like, if I didn't know the pick and ban process, I wouldn't have known who had actually chosen which of these 2 maps. I feel like even recently, maybe North would have opted for that cobblestone play. We saw them pick Godsent apart yesterday on it. Mind you, they lost to Fours on it in the opening day as well, right? So there's definitely weakness.
Godsent are not a good cobble team, so I think that was kind of like a more expected victory than the second one on Mirage, where you go like, okay, you know, Godsent are good on Mirage. That's one that, yeah, I can see why it got close. And again, another thing on the flip side is that these 2 teams, their 4 best maps are exactly the same. Maybe not in the order, but pretty damn close. Overpass, Cobble, Mirage, and Inferno. So that's something to take into account at the very least. You know, you're going to get a bit of a skew with map pool, maybe with, you know, you not knowing which team picked which map because they like the same maps. It's kind of a bit weird, as is this boosted mid, but I do love it. A bit ingenious. They try and stack up, but it won't result in too much. It's a mow down for HellRaisers once again.
Nothing at all, Hugo. A little bit of damage, right? They've had chances, and as I say that, AZ slays Woxic, gets himself the AK-47, doubles back to the opening towards the ladder room, and even Dead Fox is offering up a little bit of a duel. However, the frag grenades, the fire, it all goes inwards, and eventually they will die. 3-0 start, convincing stuff. HellRaisers not slowing down for anybody, and it is North now to rebound with weapons.
Lots of them as well. AWP in the hands of Mertz. But up against Woxic, this is a battle I am very excited to see, I will say, Connor. 2 star AWPers for their team. Mertz obviously being the latest addition to this North roster, and a good one at that. He's going to be setting up in the B site at least, actually going towards short. So Woxic may still be challenged here in middle, although it's not the traditional route. Mertz peeking out wide early on and getting the tag to Bondic down to 30 points of health, and he'll just fade away off the back of that frag, or at least the damage. Doesn't want to commit and get picked. Especially when you know that it's very likely HellRaisers have their AWP on the T side after converting the pistol round. And HellRaisers set up heavy outside of B, but with underpass control still intact. It could always be that late round A play with a bomb wrapping its way through the spawn. Issa is still there up outside Palace, making sure North haven't gotten aggressive towards ramp, although he hasn't got all the info. MSL's pushed down. North now with no utility, no kits, nothing but guns. And a minute on the clock as HellRaisers do set up for this A split.
North will have no volley of counter grenades either, and they're in the face of a lot of utility coming back this opposite direction. So they'll have to keep those weapons out and rely on aim. But MSL is instantly removed as he tries to work his way into Palace. Kierby will have the smoke at his feet and the T's crossing beneath. There is still a hard defender on the A site. That is AZ. committed and tucked away. But Kierby actually helping out already. And Mertz finding one over top. Bondic then dropped. Mertz with a beautiful two-piece, and AZ's still yet to reveal himself here. Now he looks to strike. He catches him with the knife, and Valde finds the last.
Perfect round as well there from North on the site. Obviously some good entries found from HellRaisers, but AZ playing at the back of the box, that's a position that he was very good at utilizing as well up against Godsent. We saw, mainly on the T side in fact, when we saw them play yesterday on this map. But HellRaisers, the lead quenched for now as they do look for the force, but a couple of casualties in those anti-ecos mean this buy isn't actually perfect. They've got a couple of CZs, they've got a MAC-10 as well to play with. North definitely better equipped into this one, and again the AWP, this time with nothing to fight back, as HellRaisers only have 2 rifles. Quickly into the B apartments though, Issa just looking to run through, the smoke blooms, but he doesn't give a damn. Into the site he goes, and great shot to Valdi to open up, leaves just AZ alone to defend, but defend he can't. Woxic also finding an opening frag, and with that, North are going to give up the round. They lost it. They've run back, they've given HellRaisers the site, and with that, the reset coming straight in from the T side.
Yeah, that's not supposed to happen.
No.
We're expecting North here to at least put up a gunfight here on the B-bomb site, but HellRaisers swarm them, overwhelm them, and have managed to rob them of what would have been a fantastic opportunity to convert. Now, even Angel's trying to creep into the palace, wants to take away some more guns, but he loses his life in the process, and HellRaisers should just let North get this one by. Now, of course, with these amount of players still up, with these weapons moving forward, they'll have another chance. It's not as though everybody dies on the B-bomb site, as if HellRaisers get by cleanly. You know, it's just more of like a bonus round. On top of the fact that you now have North in a very unstable economy. So whether or not they can fully capitalize on this opportunity will come down to here in this round, the 6th.
Let's see what North have to show for us with a couple of SMGs, some slight limitations as expected. Now HellRaisers still no AWP, but no worry as of yet. Again, that fast B play kind of negates the AWP. If Mertz isn't on the site, there's no way they go for the retake after 2 entry kills from HellRaisers. And in fact, it may be the same story again for this T side, already running up towards the B site. Valdi and AZ here to hold off the 2 players on UMPs. Not well equipped for this one. It may have to be the double save unless we can see some defensive kills from North. They need a big round here. AZ, a lot of damage, finally converts to the frag. Second push back in for Issa, but Valdi's also going to get one as well. Now North can contest this because they're doing good damage. They're delaying the push from HellRaisers.
Yeah, they've got them just stagnant inside the apartments there. Some very well-placed flashbangs, and then great timing on the kills has gotten them to this situation, but it's not over yet. It's a 2 versus 5. Got down to 3. Player by the bench finally reveals himself. Valde denied a second kill in that situation, but he does still walk away with 2. And Angel, on less than a quarter health, is just hiding back by Van. He's waiting for someone to overextend, and Kierby does confirm his position, but he can't get himself a kill. So AZ runs forward, and North will rob one back. What a contrast there, Hugo, on the B side.
Yeah, somehow the UMP's getting the job done there. HellRaisers not with the smooth entries that they found in the round prior. But they do have the smooth stacks of cash, Connor, to buy up once again. It can be rifles, mainly so. I think, in fact, they should have the money for everyone, apart from Bondic, it seems. Yeah, pretty decent buy, all things considered. It's all about the context. North firing back with a round of their own. So back and forth start to this map already, as you could kind of expect between these teams. AZ going to shut down the mid players already. HellRaisers go very, very aggressively. Smoke down in the window stops any more nuisance coming through. But Valdi and MSL in mid, somehow Bondic getting the flick and finding the frag. Still trade attempt from AZ. And, oh, so much damage done by North, but none of it converting to these 2 players. Bondic and Deadfox running away with 20 points of health each.
Aha, but they've gotten the bomb. Little follow-up exchange there as Bondic was desperately hiding back. Mertz up close with the op, no problem. He does find Issa beneath. Deadfox now has Woxic by his side. And they have a smoke that they could lay down just in order to get this bomb back. That would kind of shake things up if North were even still here, but they've offered mid for the taking. You can see AZ repositioning back towards window still. There is a player per bomb site from North, committed and alone. AZ floating, about to peek into the window. Great flashbang, great chance. The spray down doesn't finish it off, and the sidearm won't do it either. Woxic, 3 HP, a smidgen of health to work off of. Mertz trained in on his position, but fully flashed. Has to give up this angle. Woxic trying to find a chance back into this, but I don't know about you, Hugo. 3 HP doesn't seem like enough.
Yeah, time's not great as well. He knows he needs to go back to this bomb, get it towards a site. North still splitting. Mert's, in fact, even giving up A because he doesn't know where Woxic is exactly coming from. He could be wrapped in the CT spawn through a window play, but Woxic looks towards B. Valdi up in the apartments as well. This creates further issues because Woxic, yeah, okay, he may be gifted a free plant here depending on the position he goes for, but it'll still be a retake and a doable one for North at that. Woxic, he's left this too late. He's got a plant right now, and Valdi's going to hear the footsteps. Too little time and no chance there in the clutch. But North only holding on to 2 players means still in the future there's a chance for HellRaisers to bounce back. However, the issue is now they're out of cash.
Yeah, money is important. Money is important, and it's non-existent now. So North definitely trying to keep this one as close as can be. There was definitely a chance there for Woxic when he was able to flash the Opper off, but Mertz kept himself alive, rotated over, and time becomes the biggest problem. Now, as said, money's the biggest issue. All right.
I'm trying to think of a reason for that, but I don't know.
Mind games, man.
Yeah, mind games. Right.
Spook them. Get them to hide off, but...
Make him think, oh, they're on eco, they have Glocks, when actually there's a P250. But look at this flank from MSL. He's gone the full distance. The issue is, if HellRaisers split connector here, that could be dangerous. The problem for them is North are pretty stacked towards middle. Mertz is ready for that. Does try and follow up, gets the tag. It's easy to fall in through, and a double peek coming out from him. Kiebi will be a pretty simple round from them. So North, 4 on the board, 5 alive, and HellRaisers coming in for a big, big buy.
That was just a slaughter. All those corpses piling up. The blood smeared on the walls, Hugo. I'm a little sick to my stomach. But I think that might have been your company.
I do my best.
This was a nice little insurance policy by AZ, dropping downwards. I mean, unfortunately for HellRaisers, they walked into the worst possible situation. With MSL going on that flank, you've got 3 players poised and prepared to jump downwards, pounce, and prod onto you.
The window smoke knocked him for the jump there. He just went for the jump to try and make it to short, and the window smoke came in, he hit it mid-air and fell out of the window, and then obviously it stopped the smoke from landing, so kind of a 2-pronged sword there. A double-edged sword. I was thinking 2-pronged attack. Double-edged sword.
It's almost like a Pasha Bifleps.
As he's formerly known.
All right, what do you got, North? Other than an op, of course. HellRaisers get that underpass presence from Angel this time, just 1 man. They do still have Dead Fox back in T-spawn. I can only assume either waiting for the flank to come out from the apps, anticipating maybe MSL goes on another adventure, or even throwing grenades. Yeah, that's what it was, a throw towards middle. That's going to give the window smoke and a chance for Angel to work his way up through connector, so helping him out and then joining his forces on ramp. But MSL deleted off of bricks instantly. Clean headshot. AZ still trying to lock down middle, but the counter-terrorists have to give up a little bit of map control here. Ooh, huge gap for Kierby to work with. And Valda, well, he's inside the connector. It's going to be pulled away now as Angel reveals himself to be in the underpass, but the plant should come through, although can Woxic exit, because Kierby's here to get him.
Yeah, the thing is, he doesn't need to move. He can just sit on the site, but Kierby waiting. The spray not going to work. Fantastic shot from Woxic. 2nd kill of the round for him. As now there's only 1 man left up. It's just Valdi. Shuts down Angel in middle, moving out of the underpass that he held onto for so long. But it's the round over. It's HellRaisers with a 5th on the board. Even if Valdi looks for something here, he can't find it. No time left, even with the kit. And yeah, that was actually a really nice attack by HellRaisers. Even though the whiff smoke and CT spawn came through, I mean, still pretty good stuff, right? They have the mid control, they hold on to it, they don't overstep their mark in mid at the very least and try and, a contest window, contest short. They just hold underpass, hold connector and get that open plant, meaning that even if North did get the retake through jungle and CT, they still can't stop them because they're in mid.
Yeah, whether or not it was their intention to plant for connector side regardless, or if it was decided on the fly once they saw the gap in smoke,
yeah,
it worked out, right? And seeing as Angel was down towards underpass, then it would have been fine no matter what. If he was supposed to come in later in the round once that retake got rolling, didn't matter because he did cut off the rotations. He never even had to clear connector of Valda. They just ultimately win out all the other duels before facing him specifically. Now, HellRaisers, 1-point lead. Got an op on Woxic. He's starting to burn alive. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa.
That's awkward. 96 damage there in the molly. He doesn't even get a kill out of it as well. Kiebi gonna push underpass just out of nowhere, takes down Angel. That's an awkward kill to lose as well. So now almost down 2 players. Woxic still lethal though, while low, and Valdi hiding on the site as Mertz comes in for support. Valdi opening up onto Issa, but still players kicking from the HellRaisers side, but they're also low. Bondic tagged down to 50 and 2 players left up to try and contest this B-bomb site.
Yep. Low HP, remember, of course, for Woxic from that Molotov, and things are going great for North. This is just a substantial hold on the B-bomb site, and we've seen it go both ways. The first time HellRaisers head to the B site, they get immediate entry frags, they clear the defense, take the round with absolute and total ease. The next time they go there, it was a hold similar to the one we saw this time, but I understand why HellRaisers just try to go throwing themselves into that, right? You lose your player towards underpass, you lose that additional layer, the late round play, and you opt to just try and get yourself inwards. I think if Woxic hadn't already been taken down to 4 health, then you have a little bit more of a chance there. The AWP player wasn't going to have to sit back inside the apps, could have tried to position more aggressively towards the market cross, and that definitely would have helped with keeping North's rotation at bay. But when you just have the rifle players pushing in, those rifle players who also need to try and find the bomb plant within all of the gunfire, it's a very difficult spot for HellRaisers to be in. So, understandable loss. Excellently done by North. They have got themselves a 5th round, which means, hell, Hugo, we're tied up here.
We are indeed. And that's the reset as well from North to the economy of HellRaisers, even with the save of Woxic. That is why we have the save, because there's no loss bonus anyway. They'll probably just force round this. Although, I say that, this is an awkward spot for HellRaisers, because they're a team that love to eco for their AWPs. So, yeah, that's why they're going for the force here, because the thing is they could have bought up on 4 players next round. Probably 3. Bondic would have been limited alongside Woxic as well, but that would rely on them saving the AWP a 2nd round in a row, which you just can't rely on. So they force round that AWP. They get a couple of rifles as well. Not the worst buy, but the thing is, well, it is what it is. CZ, a MAC-10, these are not guns you want up against rifles of North, especially with an AWP in play as well. But hopefully if Woxic doesn't walk into any mollies this time, he should be in a better state. Already tagged down KRB on ramp.
Yeah, and North should be freshly reminded that they have, of course, lost a round to a lesser buy from HellRaisers.
Yeah.
HellRaisers probably reminding themselves that they can still do it. If you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect anyone to believe in you?
Motivational. And HellRaisers going to need some motivation to pick up this one, I think. With a minute on the clock, no real map control to be happy about. They're going to walk their way into middle. Still Dead Fox working the apartment, so we could see that late round B split. But it's more common than not that you would send the bomb in through either apartment or ramp/palace, not usually through middle, because it can be hard to hold on to. But it goes with the majority of players, which is definitely the safer of the 2 options in this situation. As North look like they want to contest the apartments, because Valdi's already boosted up to the balcony and looking for a bit of a challenge as HellRaisers work up short. No information from North. Mertz playing passive. He'll even drop the bomb there. That's awkward, but HellRaisers still going to try and commit towards B, given the positions they currently possess.
Woxic dropping MSL means so far it's been the AWPs, but I say so far, man, there's 20 seconds left. HellRaisers are going to have to show their hand. They're going to have to make their move, and it starts with dropping Mertz over towards the murder hole. There's a player to the back of the A site. Do they clear this? We watch Pasha Biceps win a clutch from this position, and yes, Dead Fox does it. Jumps upwards, swapping over to the gun, but that does give AZ a chance to strike, and he comes in with 2, so the retake is on, and it's coming in from separate directions. CT spawn, and also that A ramp. Unfortunately for North, HellRaisers are very much committed to connector and jungle.
AZ's wasting so much time waiting for Valdi to get in position, but they're just going to have no information here. HellRaisers are so passive with this open plant, so this whole flank has just wasted valuable time for North. Not that they would have known, as Woxic still posted up on the CT cross. He hits his shot, looking in for more. Valdi tapping the bomb. It's actually on the other side of the box as well. Of course, Valdi not going to be able to clutch it out. It's Woxic with 2. 3 in the round, in fact, and another one on the board for HellRaisers. Again, that's the 2nd buy they've picked up with severe limitations. 2 players without rifles and 1 on a Galil, but it's not stopping them.
Yeah, that bomb plant makes things a little scary, huh? Woxic obviously knew exactly where it was at. You could see his wallbang on point. Valde has to force the gunfights, but look at Woxic go. 14 and 6 at the moment. 11 rounds done.
And one thing I would say as well is AZ sitting on 13 kills and MSL on 1. Like, we've had the complete switch around from yesterday. They were the opposite. AZ was bottom, MSL was top. And now with MSL quiet, it definitely is a worrying sign for North. We're going to need more impact from him. At least AZ is filling his shoes to some extent.
Valda's stepping up as well, and just not that far behind him. So there are a couple of players from North trying to chug along. I mean, it's not as though North are out of this game.
No.
They should be this round. M4 FAMAS, that is it. That is all, not to mention grenades incredibly low. And Woxic, consistently curious over here in the apartments. He definitely wants to try and smack back North towards the B site, getting that 5v4, but thus far, nothing's found. Other than a little bit of map control in middle, HellRaisers will find it open for the taking.
And obviously North's limitations on this buy prohibit them from really taking any mid control here. They've got no scope guns, only 2 rifles. You don't really want to lose them in the open middle. You want to keep them on the sites where teammates can pick them up if you do so go down. HellRaisers, in the meantime, splitting B, and that's a site North have given up. So I think now they've realized the error of their ways. They went for the gamble stack on the A site, but Kirby has spotted this play. HellRaisers with the bomb going down as well will pretty much guarantee them the round. And knowing North have an eco coming up anyway, they'd rather just hold on to these guns and have another attempt. I don't think HellRaisers need to chase this, though. There's not a huge amount of pressure on them. They know North are going to be grouped up as well. So realistically, if HellRaisers want to build their own economy, because of course that is yet to happen, they need flawless rounds too. So North all sitting outside the apartments, it seems. Will HellRaisers walk into them? Are we going to see the 5-on-5 push? This could get messy.
Oh man, if enough rifles peek around this corner, it's going to be just a bloodbath. Dead Fox, first up, they're all there.
Oh.
Although, North's still capable of fighting back. They're not quite sure how many players are in fact sitting in that position, but a couple of them have trailed off, trying to bait them in with more guns, and we actually don't get the fight we wanted, Hugo. No theatrics, no fireworks.
I like the reserve play, though, from I imagine Angel calling it. Just don't even fight. Like, there's no benefit to that. You know North have an eco here. You know they're still on the same limited pistol and couple of rifle buy. If HellRaisers actually want money and they want a good chance of not getting reset as soon as North go for a rifle buy, HellRaisers should be keeping players alive, and that's important. So they get away with it. They keep 4 intact from both teams, and I'd say that works out better for HellRaisers than it does for North. But obviously North get another attempt now with the Deagles, with the couple of rifles, and Kirby already starting things off, chucking over an AK. AZ doing damage in middle as well. Where's this come from?
Right out of the initial gunfights, 5 versus 3. Although Angel is hot on the heels of this catwalk push, and there's only 2 defenders here, so if they're fast enough and they clear AZ with Mertz, then they will be ahead of this rotation over. Mertz only on a Deagle. One of the pistol players can't connect his shot straight away, and he does die ultimately. But North are here. They have arrived. 2 of which through market, 1 of which late up cat, all 3 with guns. So HellRaisers have actually found one of the weakest points of this map once they took the B site, and they've already convinced North to save. North definitely had a fight in this round. Great to see them come out looking for the quick clash, netting themselves a 5v3, but HellRaisers, they strike back just as quickly.
Yeah, this B site has been a big issue for North here. I think we're going to need to see Mertz on that orb, just kind of lock it down. You can't afford to play solo B as well in this kind of position. Obviously, that round was a different story because they had that Palace Rush and it was an eco after all. But when we get to the rifle rounds, we can't afford to see North lose these kinds of situations, because every time HellRaisers get into B, North just have to go for a save. They just can't even retake it. They're always down so many men. However, the bomb killing another man there means only 1 weapon is saved, although I think it is the orb. So there's something to take forward for HellRaisers. And yeah, that is the case. The orb held. So money slight for HellRaisers, but really not a lot to fall back on, meaning North are actually in a very good spot right now, because even though they're down a few rounds, if they pick up this 1 buy round here, they put HellRaisers down to a 4, so, or an eco, depending on how HellRaisers choose to invest. So there's good opportunities here for North. Definitely not out of this half. A 7-8 would not be impossible.
No, definitely not. Mirage is a pretty even map, I'd say. I can't help but feel like North can be expected to have a strong T side as well. Why not, Hugo?
Yeah, no, I'm in support. We saw their strong T side versus Godsend as well. They looked pretty good there, so
yep.
I will by no means count them out of this game.
And especially since AZ's already performing well, right? What we saw from him yesterday was that that very aggressive and successful T-side entry fragging. So if he can start being the player to continue with this current form, step up on the T-side as well, he's going to be making openings for the rest of his team to come in behind him.
KRB was also pretty influential for North as well, so we need to see him definitely have a bit of a rise in the last few rounds of this half, and especially that T side. But we'll get to that. HellRaisers are in the middle here, very, very aggressively. 4 players. Zazy looks for anything on top of the smoke. Good shot to Issa, can just fall off the back of that, and he does do damage on the retreat. Angel, tagged to 50. So good damage done, and KRB hit with the wallbang means he has to get the hell out of there as well. That's Woxic firing off with the AWP. Back into a 5-on-4 in favor of North. The exact round they need to push HellRaisers' money out to the ground. And HellRaisers suddenly slow down, waiting for a pick.
Yeah, they've got their fingers crossed, hoping someone overextends. Could have been Mertz, as he is the only man near mid where HellRaisers look for that duel. But now that they've realized North are probably just going to bottle up in a 5 versus 4 situation, they'll take the gunfight on their own terms. They're going to put Dead Fox over towards ramp. And honestly, dodge what is a 3-man stack over towards the B site from North. They feel as though it is B. They've been conditioned to defend it, right? Yeah. Considering where HellRaisers have been going so consistently. MSL has all of the utility, and he is the man in Palace. That could be a very real thorn in the side of HellRaisers, but they've got the first entry on the A site.
Issue is it's traded, so North still hold on to the man advantage here, and they've got to clear out that Palace player. MSL, the linchpin into this round. KRB spotted on the cross, but Woxic can't hit the shot. The follow-up works, and MSL finally strikes in from the Palace with the Molotov down as well, just delaying these Ts, knowing they have to commit to the plant because there's 10 seconds left, but the bomb's dropped. AZ and MSL have done it. The crossfire from the CT spawn to the Palace, and Woxic has to hold on to the AWP. North on the board once again with the 6th round, and with a saved AWP from Woxic, I imagine we're going to see the force again from HellRaisers. Well, I mean, it's last round of the half, so they have to, but I imagine it would come in either way.
Solid round from North. That all comes on to MSL. He's able to just distract long enough. He's got 2 kills in this half, but that one was pretty important.
Yeah.
So props to him for it. It's positioning and impact in the end that does get North that round. Now, even in that instance, right, like Woxic, he's got his attention trained towards middle and Cat, and he picks up 2 kills. So 2 of the 4 players that stood from North, he does deal with. Could have opened up that Cat side plant. I think MSL still would have stopped it. But because MSL's alive, we see that bomb plant on the short side of Standard, which plays into the hand of the counter-terrorist player.
Woxic still with more kills than any of his 2 teammates combined. That's always nice. 17 frags on the man himself. Issa on 8. Just the rest of his team slightly lagging behind, but it's not seeming to matter because HellRaisers still have an 8-6 T side. This is pretty nice stuff. Although this buy is going to be slightly limited, so this is where problems can arise. But again, they've won this twice before, Connor. Let's not forget that. Similar buys, in fact, worse buys HellRaisers have done 2 out of 2 times. So North equipped, but with no AWP on Mertz, he's limited to a scout. Neither team is too happy here. And this is one of those games where it's so back and forth that the economy is just trash for both teams. Like, we had the VP Fraxis game, and that was just streaks of rounds by and large. And now we finally have a game where it's constant force buy wins, it's trading rounds back and forth, it's resets. And, you know, both games are fun, but these definitely are interesting. They're, you know, fairly rare, but 2 teams with a lot of firepower. It's always nice to see these kind of mixed buys where you throw over a couple of guns to the stars and see if they can open things up.
And then also couple it with utility, right? It's not as though HellRaisers are going to have to go peeking into things dry. They've got enough grenades to work with. And again, they will expend some of that for this mid control. It's quite curious to me how open North have left this. Normally you'll get those consistent gunfights, but it's allowing for HellRaisers to wrap around on Cat, where AZ lies in wait. Misses his initial shots, but does have them pinned against the wall. What a solid hold from him and Valda. 4 frags for them. Dead Fox the last. He's got a bit of a response as he drops into the B site all alone, outnumbered, outgunned, and done for. Unless he is resuscitating this round for HellRaisers. He does drop 2, but he needs the bomb. Unfortunately for him, it's over here towards Cat where MSL stands. MSL dances back around that corner, distracting him for KRB to come in from behind. Who will seal this deal? Excellent effort from Dead Fox, but it's obviously not enough. And this half finishes as close as can be. HellRaisers with an edge.
And how we kind of expected this game to go as well. Really, really close. An 8-7.5 is keeping things exactly how this should be going at the very least. But HellRaisers, as you say, slightly leading into that second half. And on the T side as well, there's more benefit for them. considering that is typically the harder side. But again, on a map like Mirage, I wouldn't say it's by a big enough margin that it matters. It does come down team to team at the end of the day, and HellRaisers, a very strong team on their T side, a lot of raw firepower like we've seen from Moxic and Deadfox so far this game. Deadfox, like a very hit and miss player, known for his inconsistencies, especially when he was on the AWP, but he does have a high skill ceiling. We have seen him carry games for HellRaisers in the past. And while he's not doing that now, he's at least putting up the numbers on the board as HellRaisers take 8-7, and North with a lot of utility in their T-side pistol. In fact, the bomb and some of that utility going outside of that A bomb site, but everyone else in towards mid.
I love me some quadruple flashbangs. I've already thrown one out. Smoke comes out afterwards, and it is North gunning their way down mid. They'll try to hit up this connector. I love fast clashes too. North, you're pleasing me in the pistol, but Issa is more impressive. He's going to get himself 2 headshots as the terrorists flood into the A site. Already they've lost the real estate they had to work with. Oh, Valda with a little flick. They call it the murder hole for the reason. Seeing as Valda then exits through it, though, he's found a bit of an exit, a bit of a route to find his teammates. Smoke goes down. That doubles now HellRaisers back towards the bomb site. It's a 3v3, Hugo, but how do they unroute the players in spawn?
Valdi's still stuck through as well. He smokes it but commits to the push as North just wait for someone to get on that bomb. Angel is going to be doing exactly that, sticking it with no kit, no dink in, and there we go. Valdi with 2 more, finding 3 kills in that round from the top of the stairs. And North with a pistol, tying it up 8-8.
That they have done early on as well, keeping things, again, as close as possible. Buy up from North. MP7 on MSL. You know, the MP7's growing on me, Hugo. We've seen it quite a few times this weekend.
Yeah, I have always been a fan of this gun, and you know, since the rise of the SMGs, you know, UMP has kind of been that claim to fame, just due to the price being so cheap, right? Yeah. Only 1,200. But
then the Mac 10 had a phase.
Yeah, I mean, still, I think it's still ongoing. I think it's currently the Mac 10 phase over the UMP, in fact, but. Yeah, maybe the MP7's next, who knows? We'll see. North are going fast-paced to the A site. Great flashbangs, though, and Bondic, he's going to find 2 with the CZ. Massive stuff. As HellRaisers now put in a prime position to shut down this round. They've still got players in the site, ready to commit, ready to fight. AZ, not going to get anything done. It's Issa with the Deegs, but a trade back from Mertz. This round is still going. And
these last 2 terrorists also have full health, right? So they can just walk away. They've got their bomb, sure, they lost their teammates, but at the end of the day, lives don't matter most. It's the bomb carrier. He exits side by side with Valda. They'll work their way towards the B site, and if they're fast enough with this rotation, they could find it open for the taking. However, Woxic looks to cut him off, and Angel now spots them, but he's committed to the gunfight because he has no cover. He's not able to put his gun together in time to get the kills. Now, he has actually convinced North to double back, and they'll go all the way over towards A. Yep. Double flashbang, no smokes. It was a valiant effort from HellRaisers on the A site. They created an opening, but they also allowed North to exit. And when you can disengage from the situation, you've kind of dodged a bullet in that sense. Although, you're now playing with time itself.
Let's see if they can dodge Deadfox's bullets. That's the big question here, because if he can drop the bomb here and just create further complications, this could be HellRaisers' round. They know it's A because of the lack of push into the B apartments where Woxic sat, but the bomb is going down. Valde pushed up to the balcony, shots in from Deadfox, won't connect. Valde with 4 frags and 3 points of health left after that round. He'll save the day for North. 22 from him as well. He's having a fantastic game. We've been talking a lot about AZ, a lot about maybe MSL and KRB, but Valde, he's having the game.
Yeah, I think that throughout the most recent kind of, issues from North, these rocky roads they've been on as of late, I would have argued that Valde's been the most consistent. Yeah. He's been one of the players that keeps bailing them out, and if he's got his teammates to step up around him, then we're going to have the North that we have come to expect. But versus Pistols, we should have North sailing easily through this round. HellRaisers, they go for a little bit of a stack inside of middle. Although they do it so quickly, they can get back to the A site in time. The flashbangs blinding them, and the fire at their feet will prevent the peaks, so the plant will come straight through. Now, Werther's putting bullets into the smokes, and that causes the reload. Angel, not going to happen.
I like that, though. You hear a player run out of ammo, and you just go for the dive, right? Go for the dive while they reload. Unfortunately, he's just a little bit too far away, and the Deagle gets time to pull out.
Worst comes to worst, it's psychological warfare. You just scare the shit out of him, charge him with the shank, but doesn't get it in the end.
No. Well, 10 rounds up for North, as now we have HellRaisers with the money for the buy. We can see rifles and hopefully that AWP as well. Woxic should have the cash for it as well. He's been saving for that. So always going to be a fun battle, him and Mertz, if Mertz has actually brought us in. But with a flawless round from North, I don't think there's any reason they need to reinvest. They can run the bonus. They can play with SMGs. They have a slight lead to do so. It's just a personal decision. What do you want to do? Like, do you want to go for a bonus round and just charge into B and see what happens? Or do you want to pull out the AWP and go for a slower default and try and work it with Mertz? Up against Woxic as well, if you know he's going to be pulling in an AWP like he always does, he'll always eco for the AWP. Maybe just go for a fast B approach. Try and negate him. If he's not on that site, you could completely, push him out of the round, either kill him or force him to save. So North run the bonus round. They won't upgrade to the AWP, and I like the decision. I like bonus rounds. But let's see where Woxic sits, and let's see where North decide to go.
That AWP manages the jump. I love that one, man. So many style points for that movement. However, it's not going to get into position as of yet. The flashbang to KRB, and then the response back. I mean, just great utility there. Nearly nets each team that opening frag, although they will fall back, and Bondik's able to punish the Palace push. The bomb unable to trade right away on the back of Valda. He's got a smoke in his face, and an enemy who has crept away. Oh, I even like that Bondik goes into Palace, too. Takes the map control he knows he can assume.
This is a rotation from HellRaisers. It's a big one as well. After this presence spotting on A, they just pull everyone off of the B site. They're going to reconsider with Woxic going in through the market after almost dying in the window cross. But North, ooh, interesting. Boost up. KRB's now behind enemy lines, but Issa is locking it down from the CT spawn. Will not allow a man to slip behind. As now North do go back towards the A site, where Bondik's position is going to be pretty pivotal. Plus the man in CT to defend this entire spot, but Issa just going to run in through the jungle. Why not? It works out with 2. Trade back, but Issa is not done just yet. And look at him go. 3 kills from Issa. 4, in fact.
Yeah, he is stoked. He is pumped.
I love him.
I love that they put him next to Bondik too, who just doesn't really want to interact with his team.
Leave me alone. I'm looking at my monitor.
Yeah.
Just hides.
Yeah. Great stuff. I love the way they just kind of clamp down on that A-bomb site. HellRaisers, I think, in the middle ground of that last round, definitely come into their own. So, the quote bonus round of North does not pan out in their favor. I think it could have at one point. But this time around, it is Angel and Co to the top of mid. They have to be cautious because Mertz Op is already trained in on this. Ooh, they're playing dangerously with the curb of top mid. But they're smart enough. They are not going to overextend in this position. And in fact, Dead Fox gets an opener over on B. That's where we nearly saw the 5v4 created last round. But this time, HellRaiser do pick it up.
Now North just going for a standard A smoke here. They show presence over towards B. But HellRaisers still have 2 men on this A side. That's the difficulty here. That because of the mid play, they've allowed to just run a solo B because they can so easily rotate back through short and connected, to be honest. So when North go for this play, even though they'll smoke out Angel and Issa technically from the middle, there's still Woxic here who can opt to contest. He pushes in through the smoke. He pushes up towards a triple with the AWP, playing dangerously close. Bondik as well joining him, but Woxic's already opened things up. Bondik dead, and Woxic not done yet. 2 frags on the AWP, and Issa jumps in for some help as well, but he'll get decked after 1, and the flank will finish off the job. HellRaisers, 10 on the board. That's a couple in a row here.
Now, I feel like every grenade that was in that round was thrown in like a 6-second period.
Yeah.
You had smokes pluming, fire popping, frags exploding, flashbangs, blinding, and then just kills trading back and forth. And rounds as well now, 10-10, all tied up. But ultimately it's those duels. Nice attempt to hold there from the player on triple box. But ultimately, HellRaisers best them, and they're rewarded with what would be, or should be, an easy round here. Just the pistols, not even a flashbang to allow them to flood outwards, Hugo. So do what you can. Use these pistols to just try and close the gap. Easiest way to get up close and personal is by using underpass to the bottom of mid. Maybe you scalp a man inside of window. Maybe you shave off one from catwalk. And if nobody contests you here, right? If HellRaisers leave it open like North had done on their CT side, then they just go charging up. But with a grenade like that, doesn't matter what you do. You are more than likely doomed.
Oh, Angel, careful. He's getting dinked there. Valdi's somehow hitting this shot. But again, as you said, this damage done by the utility is so strong, and they boost up the Glock as well.
Ooh.
Luckily, there'll be a trade from Kirby, but they won't go for the gun because they worry about a second man in the jungle. Instead, it's a man in the spawn. Bondic not allowing Kirby to wrap towards the market, having his teammates back, so HellRaisers still retaining the man advantage, but with the bomb working its way out ramp and HellRaisers playing for retake, this could be some extra money gifted to the North that maybe shouldn't have happened. I feel like HellRaisers didn't need to give this one up, but they were so worried due to that window boost that they didn't want to sit in the open on the A side. Valde is spotted, MSL also low, and even though the bomb's planted for him, again, he's only got a P250 to work with. Jumps into window, though, and this could be possible as HellRaisers run in for the retake. MSL's dead, leaving just Valde. And yeah, I don't see him doing this. Neither does he. He's already run around, trying to go for the long flank, but HellRaisers, they're just going to stick the bomb.
The only player without a kit gets on it. Valde will still get a chance to shoot shots. I mean, just body block. Everybody piling up upon him.
That was a nice attempt though from Valde. Like if they didn't get on the bomb so fast, he could have definitely killed them.
100%. And like you said, right? It's a little it's a bit of a gift to North. I do like that HellRaisers are more kind of managing their own situation. They don't want that jungle player and window boost to really come back to bite them. Yeah. So give them the bomb plant, right? Once you've got that opening kill and you've got kind of pistol players lurking within your line, don't take that chance. Make sure you thoroughly clear your corners. I would say at the end of the day, you know, the pistol threat is a priority over a bomb plant. So be it.
Tactical pause coming in for North here. Good timing for one as well. This game is still so close, Connor. That's the crazy thing. 11-10. Neither team really stepping up and running away with the second half, but this is one of those points where it certainly can happen. Economy on the edge of defeat for both teams, more so for North, though. Means if HellRaisers find 12 here, it's probably a 13th off the back of the anti-eco, and if North respond with one of their own as well, it's not quite a reset. HellRaisers will have some cash, but it's going to be a limited buy if they go for it. North will probably need 2, though, if they really want to force HellRaisers to pistol, knowing how these teams like to buy. But aggression in mid here from Angel, already looking to contest. Players down in the connector, he won't be ready for that. AZ's opened up, and the quick split to the A will go through.
Bondic's going to have to be very exposed here to all 3 sides of this push coming in from the T's, and AZ drops him with ease. Issa now reveals himself from the sandwich, dropping the first frag, taking a second. Can he get himself that third? Valde's up close, and he does it! Oh, HellRaisers! Now that man is pumped, and he has a reason to be. I mean, Angel's the only line of defense inside of middle. We've seen Connector open for the taking. We've seen North being afforded this boost up into the window. So I would say that they are kind of countering the mid setup from HellRaisers, right? It is much focused on Angel coming in off of Cat. But if you can't get East out of the bomb site, you have bigger problems,
How
right?
the hell does he get 3 kills there? I actually have no idea. There's no way he should be able to get a 3K in that position. Like, Sandwich is such an easy position to isolate, and you know, you usually only get one and done from it. Throwing a Molotov or just re-peek, it's an awkward angle to hold. You're exposed to a lot of positions if they split through the connector. They can just drop in you from the stairs. But it's North with pistols now, speeding up the pace to the A site. They don't check the corner, and Issa, he will fight. Another one for him. Nade, or some Molotov dropping MSL. And yeah, this is a round you give away a bomb plant. That's fine. It's still going to be HellRaisers' round, assuming they play it right. And Valde gets aggressive, but Woxic blinded takes the shot. Mertz looking to try and force a kill here with the CZ, and he will grab one, but again, Issa looking for that big 3K. It won't matter, it won't come through, but HellRaisers do find the 13th round. And yeah, the bomb plant for North means they can buy up now pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, HellRaisers are just making the most of these pistol rounds from North, but I can't help but feel like they're doing these convincingly, right? They're definitely hitting their groove, because you have Woxic on 24 kills, you have Issa on 22. That, in and of itself, is enough to win a game, right? When you have guys like Dead Fox and Bondic also chiming in with enough kills, Angel trails, but who cares? HellRaisers have enough impact so far from them. And it's interesting, of course, that you look on the other side, you have the in-game leader of North also struggling, with AZ and Valde stepping up in the mid-20 kills. So these teams, in terms of performance right now, are pretty mirrored.
There's a pick for North, though. That's a big one. Woxic's dead on ramp, one of the top performers, or the top performer right now for HellRaisers. So Mertz winning that duel and not getting tagged as well in the process is going to be a sign of things to come for North. But it will also be a spot where HellRaisers want to trade back. Hence the mid-smoke. Angel may be feeling confident he wants to go for the fight. The nade to underpass, just missing Kirby. And HellRaisers know that North have mid-control as well, so they don't really want to walk out of the connector and just try and take the gamble game of, are North ready for this? Will they expect this push? Or are they going to be caught throwing nades into the window? KRB won't be, as that smoke lands. North looking to potentially split this A site again, but with 2 players up in the B apartments, it could just be the short play coming in from this T side. Bomb working its way up as well, but HellRaisers with 2 players on the site to deal with this, although Angel certainly reconsidering this one. He's just jumping back and forth between the market. And now North actually going to give up on B. They show presence up in the apartments, but now they pull their players back to ramp and go for the A-side split.
Another situation whereby mid-control has been just offered up to North. Bondic's going to be completely exposed to the backside, and MSL will get him. There is this push in from Issa. But he's not going to overcommit in this position. In fact, HellRaisers are doubling back over towards that B site. Plant confirms it's A, of course, although they probably had an inkling. They just want to fade away from this, get off of the bomb site, offer it, and also then, of course, this round. So North have got something to work with. But I don't know, Hugo, how do you feel about this mid-control? Because I feel like almost every round now we're watching North take it. Obviously, they win the duel, first and foremost, which certainly helps. But whether it be, you know, connector to A splits, whether it be people being boosted or jumping into the window, outside of Angel kind of, you know, prying in from Catwalk, we haven't really seen all too much from HellRaisers in mid.
Yeah, I mean, Woxic's not really been going towards the window with the AWP as well. I think that's a big factor to take into account, because North smoked that window very, very late in the round there with KRB throwing it in from underpass. So I feel like you just put Woxic on the AWP, chuck him in mid, and he can contest this. You know, HellRaisers is usually a very strong CT mid team on this map, so I'm surprised they're giving North so much room, but the thing is they have been winning the duels when it comes down to split, so I feel like it, you know, typically it hasn't been an issue for HellRaisers. Yes, they give up mid, but they also win all the rounds where North go for A-side splits. Like we looked at that sick 3K from Issa. All these retakes have been really good from HellRaisers as well. But, I mean, it's not really an issue. That's the only round that it's not worked out, but maybe HellRaisers want to challenge it this time. Look at this again. Issa blocking the smoke, whether that's purpose or not, probably not. But it's going to be North still setting up in the B apartment. So, heavy mid-control taken for HellRaisers towards the top from Angel and Issa. And North just going for a B-side execute with Deadbox alone.
All right, what has he got? Nothing. Balda just instantly rips his head clean off. Angel does get inside of the smoke. Now, this could be a powerful position. Woxic just firing off. That's 2 op shots from him. MSL inside the smoke bests the opposite in-game leader, cutting it down into the 3 versus 3. But the fire spreads at the feet of AZ. And that's going to push him into the corner. Bomb plant still hasn't come through, although it is on site. And all of these counter-terrorists are coming in through the marketplace. MSL crossing back and forth. KRB's looking to lock down bench. Issa and Bondic out from the doorway. They're going to make that first contact, and it is deleted. But Bondic trades. This puts the terrorists into an awkward spot. They're both back here by Van. Bondic still continues on, and it is now just on the shoulders of Woxic. He's got the 2 frags, make it the 3. Can he find himself the 4th in the clutch to boot? He's trying to close the gap. He wants the angle. KRB peeks and he takes it. It is North with another. HellRaisers lead cut down to 1.
And a big round from KRB as well. That was needed. We talked about this earlier. He needs to step up, find his form, have the games that we've been seeing from him recently as well, especially versus Godsend yesterday. And a huge impact from KRB on that B site. 3 frags, saves the day there for North. But, I mean, Woxic, so damn good. He's just not able to close out the clutch. 3 from him, as you said, and 27 kills in this map, and we're not even done, Connor. It's still as close as can be. 12 to 13 as North find a couple in the row, but HellRaisers have a bye ahead of themselves still. However, this win from North, if it does come through, means HellRaisers will be down to pistols. They've got to watch out, because then North can run away with the second half of this game. Flash to mid, and HellRaisers. It seems like every time they go for this mid play where they throw Angel and Issa like towards the top of middle, we never have North contesting it. There was a 1 round where Mert helped with the AWP and nothing came of it. He just backed off towards ramp. And there was a previous round where HellRaisers have a mid stack, but North just goes straight into B. It's very unfortunate setups here from HellRaisers because they're trying to keep North on their toes, they're trying to keep it versatile, but every single time they go for it, North are never there.
Rotation from HellRaisers over towards that A site. Trying to bolster the defense, because I'm sure they've realized they've yet again lost mid. Issa holding off by the murder hole. North being given a chance to work their way forward, and since Mertz has that op in hand, he's just going to be looking to skewer the A site, but has to be cautious about Cat, where in fact Angel is not. It is Woxic alone on B. 5 Ts trickling forward. How many can he take? He starts it off with the first, will reposition, gets himself the second, then scopes, legs the third, and he's even able to get himself back into the cover, but he can't get himself the man on the exit. Still a 4 versus 2. Solid lockdown from Woxic, great rotation from HellRaisers, and with 15 seconds left, AZ needs the plant or 3 frags on top of it. So he gets 2, and Bondic trades back. An incredibly close round for both teams.
Oh my god, AZ. 4 kills there, almost the ace. That one tap is ridiculous. I barely even saw the player. I have X-ray, Connor. That's not fair. Fantastic display, though, from Woxic on the site, being able to hold off, allow for HellRaisers to rotate back on in and have a real chance to win that round. Again, we've seen deadFox try and run the solo B. It's been unsuccessful. You put Woxic there alone with the AWP, and he can lock it down. North, now, they're the ones struggling for cash. 3 UMPs, but they want to give it another go. They want to go back towards B. HellRaisers looking to challenge themselves up towards Underpass. We've got an SMG round for both teams. Neither one has cash, but this is going to start things off after AZ finds Angel. And Mertz back with the trade means North aren't going to commit to that B play. They've been spotted. They don't want to walk into Woxic again with the AWP, so instead they'll rotate back round to middle. They need to find out exactly where these remaining players are, and they still don't know how under-equipped players like deadFox are in this situation, so they'll walk back towards A. But that could come back to haunt them, Connor, because that's exactly where Woxic sits.
Yeah. Let's not go B, guys. Woxic's a monster. The monster hunts no matter where you hide. They will have utility to try and blanket this bomb site. The Molotov from Woxic delays things. Curious rotation, but they've got time to play with.
They could just be checking their flank as well, make sure no one's coming in, no one's pushed up the apartments. And in a 3-on-4 like this, it's very common HellRaisers will just try and get aggressive and try and turn the tide. But no, North look to middle. Interestingly enough, HellRaisers have given it up. It's 5-on-5s where they give it up. So 4-on-3s, yes, certainly. But the issue is, it's going to be Bondic up on short, dropping the bomb. And with only 30 seconds left, they need this trade. Mertz finds it. Pretty impactful as well. But Woxic found a kill in the meantime, and deadFox just hides on B. No need to peek, no need to make a move, because Mertz has to force his bomb plant. Ooh, deadFox trying to take the duel at a range. Spots him and does damage, but now that tunnels them in, funnels them into the A bomb site. Woxic walking through the molly, but he can't commit to that. What are North doing? They need to hurry up and get this plant, and there's 10 seconds left up on the clock. It will finally come through. But now HellRaisers on for the retake. Woxic in close already.
deadFox going to be sectioned off. Kirby holds the cross, and deadFox still manages to get this. Mertz is going to be pinched from both directions, has that Molotov. No smoke on HellRaisers. Woxic has the kit, and the 1v1 is his to take. If he can find Mertz, a single point of health is what will make the difference. He's got the sidearm in hand. He's going to start to charge to the bottom of mid, and he has the time for the defuse. He taps it, and HellRaisers, they have the time. Overtime secured on top of it. Woxic with another incredible round. Great clutch from him. North playing with Lady Luck as they danced around the clock. And Hugo, it does not work out for them. They will be strapped for cash as they look to bounce back in 3 consecutive rounds.
It's not a hard reset, but it's a soft one. They get 2 rounds in the middle before we see HellRaisers come back in with a couple of their own. So money definitely been removed. And that is always awkward when HellRaisers find map point and then North are having to force things up with just, Galils or UMPs, maybe a couple of AKs here. Complications are rising. And again, this is North's map pick, Connor. Let's not forget that. We have seen them have success on Cobble in the past, which is the second map, but if I was looking for any team to take Cobble, it would be HellRaisers in this series. I was expecting North to be able to pick up this first and for HellRaisers to respond back. But again, I don't know why I ever think or I ever bank against HellRaisers on Mirage, because you give Woxic an AWP and he finds 31 kills. So that's what he's at currently. It's slightly behind, but not by a big margin. HellRaisers are looking very strong here. And North, lots of UMPs.
I mean, 56 kills between Woxic and Issa combined.
Yeah, that's more than the rest of their team. Way more.
Easily.
36, sorry, on the rest of their team. 56 and 36 between 3 players there. Wow.
Beautiful stuff. Bit of a carry so far here on Mirage, but it's not over. North are quite well equipped. Kirby's just going to go charging straight through those flames and into his death. No surprise there, I'd say. Frag grenade. Oh, that could be big. No, not that substantial. In fact, Angels drop a Dead Fox sprays off of the MP9, and who else but Woxic? He's going to lock it down with the first one. Slight gap, spots AZ, and will then reposition. Doesn't want to overextend. Doesn't need to be unnecessarily confident or reckless in this position. But that Molotov lands on his feet, and Valde, he comes in as he's distracted, but it's traded. And AZ's burning alive to 25. 50 seconds on the clock. And he's been able to cross, upgrading to the AK as he attempts to plant the bomb.
HellRaisers sneaking in together, though. They're playing the buddy system, playing the trade game. Don't want AZ to line them up, and there's the peak, but it's slightly off. Issa shuts it down. Of course he does, and the hype coming in from HellRaisers. They take down North on their own map pick, Mirage, going the way of HellRaisers, and a pretty fantastic display from them as well. Always seemed like they were in control of the second half. As close-knit as it was in that first, CT side was just a total shutdown from Woxic and Issa. And of course, who else do you expect from the HellRaisers roster?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Is we had a great interview with HellRaisers coach yesterday, and he was saying, you know, it's something they have to kind of breed into the mentalities of guys like Woxic and Issa, who don't have as much experience on this international stage. You need to remind them that, you know, progress and success will come in stages, in steps, and they are just so hungry and motivated for these kinds of results that you see the energy and the fire that fuels them. So excellent showing from HellRaisers. They proved to us already that they can, in fact, have this success as seen this weekend versus top-tier opponents. It's not just Fragsters, it's not just Red Reserve, but it is the first map versus North, their choice, of course, and Cobblestone moving forward.
Yeah, that kind of wipes all question marks off the cart for me, at least. Like, you know, not that I ever really question HellRaisers. Like, I still think they're a very strong team, but this event specifically, it was kind of like, okay, are they feeling it? Are they going to come in with a big result here? And yeah, definitely looking like it now. I'm leaning towards them being able to 2-0 this series, to be honest, in the way that they took that first map. And obviously, while it was close, like, North put up a great fight. Let's not be wrong, but we have all the players stepping up on HellRaisers that we expect. We have Woxic, we have Issa, they're destroying it. And not that AZ and Valdi are playing bad, like 29, 25, great performance from them. But we have MSL going back to being quiet when we had him destroying versus Godsent. We have Mertz and KAB. I want a little bit more from them as well. If we can have that in the second map, maybe there'll be a resurgence. But that, at least for now, is done. So we'll be heading to Cobblestone in just a few minutes. Before that, though, the desk.
See you there.
5 reasons to bet on bets.net. 1. We are not a bookmaker agency. We are a betting exchange. We are fine with any outcome of the event, so we have no reason not to pay your win. The information about the bets is available for everyone in real time. We stand for fair esports. 2. Instant replenishment and withdrawal of funds. No delays, checks, and restrictions. 3. Convenient mobile app on iOS and Android. All site functionality is in your pocket. Bonuses for each user of the app. 4. More than 800,000 people trust us. We are the most visited esports bet site in the CIS. 5. All coefficients are fully transparent and the commission rate is the lowest. We play fair and square. Bets.net. Visit us and win with us.